Hi everyone, this short video is going to explain the writing element of your home learning pack this week. So your first home learning pack, hopefully you can see my screen. I've shared my screen with you, so hopefully you can see my screen. Your first home learning pack, the writing aspect is about writing an information text. So I'm just going to talk you through some features of an information text and show you one, and then talk you through quickly how I approached your task of writing just a paragraph about Blackbeard, one of the paragraphs you've been asked to write about. So to begin with, an information text is non-fiction text, which means that it's factual. So in your home learning pack, on the writing page, you were given 2 links to have a look at, and within those links contains lots of information about Blackbeard. So that's a good place to get started, to find out some information about this person. Once you have your facts, you're going to have to organize your facts. And to help you organize your facts, you may want to use some of these features of an information text. So a title, some subheadings, a picture or a caption to help your reader visualize what you're talking about, paragraphs to separate your information, and possibly a diagram depending on what your information text is about. So within your pack, you were given a success criteria for your writing, and your success criteria was to use a range of powerful adjectives to describe Blackbeard, such as ruthless, merciless, savage, and I'm sure you can think of many more. To use conjunctions, and there are some conjunctions here that you might want to use. Brackets to add extra bits of information, and that's called parenthesis. Cohesive devices, so instead of saying Blackbeard all of the time, you could say savage pirate, or you could use a different noun phrase. So the next slide, I'm going to show you an example of an information text. And when we're having a look at it, I'm going to talk about these features, so what it should look like. And I'm also going to talk about some of the features on your success criteria as well, to see if they have included these things or whether they need to include these. So you can see that this information text is about spiders. And I know that because of the pictures. So one of the things that the information text could include was a picture, and this does. So I know that the information text is about spiders. However, I don't know that because of the title, because there isn't one. So one thing that this information text is missing is a title. And I can see one subheading here, but it's quite small. So if you're using subheadings, I would suggest that they are underlined or slightly bigger than the writing underneath, just to make them stand out, that the reader can easily find the information. So our information text about spiders starts off with a small introduction. So it says, spiders are the world's most common land carnivore, eats meat. And I know, because I've looked at my success criteria, that this part here, eats meat in brackets, is telling me extra information about this word here, carnivore. So the author of this information text has used parentheses to add extra information. There are about 40,000 different types of spiders, and they live in nearly every part of the world. All spiders have a pair of fangs. These fangs release venom. And in brackets here, we've got poison again. So if we go back to our success criteria, we've definitely got the brackets part of this. Not all spiders make webs, but they make silk. Many hunt on the ground, like the jumping spiders, and some even build trapdoors underground so they can hide and wait for their prey, food. This part here could do with a subheading, because if I was just looking really quickly at this information text, I wouldn't know what this was about. I've had to read the whole paragraph in order to find out what this was about. If we look here, subheadings is definitely something that could be improved in this information text. We've got paragraphs though, which is a positive. Are black widows dangerous? So I know already, because of that subheading, that this part of the text is going to be telling me whether black widows are dangerous or not. That is the power of a subheading. It's going to tell me straight away what the paragraph is about. I'm not going to have to read it all like I had to do with this one, because this one tells me straight away what this part of the text is going to be about. There are over 30 types of widow spiders, including the redback in Australia. Both black widow and redback widow are mainly black with a red tummy to warn off predators, any animal that might want to hunt them. We've got some more brackets here for extra information. And then we've got some fun facts here. And this is something that you could include in your information text too, just to make it a bit more exciting. So I definitely know that I've got brackets. I need to have a look now to see if I've got powerful adjectives. So I'm going to have a look really, really quickly. Common land carnivore. So this information text, if I was to make a judgment, I would say doesn't really use a range of powerful adjectives to describe the spider. Now, if it's a dangerous spider, we could have used lots of different powerful adjectives to describe how dangerous it was. Lethal, maybe. So that's something that needs to be improved. Brackets, we said we had conjunctions. So let's have a look to see if they had any conjunctions. No, that's something that can be up leveled as well. So we haven't got many conjunctions being used in this piece of writing, if any at all. And the last thing to look for was cohesive devices. So instead of saying spider all the time, do they vary that noun? And I don't think they do. I think they they've mentioned different types of the spider, so black widow, but often the noun that they use is spider. So that's something that could be up leveled as well. So make sure you're looking out for those things when you are doing your writing. So before we can write our information text, we need to gather information. And in your writing, in your pack on the writing page, you were given a list, so you've been helped already, of some subheadings. So you might want to use these subheadings in your information text when you present it. However you choose to do that in a booklet or in a poster style like this is totally up to you. So you've been given some things you need to research. And within those 2 links, in your pack, you should be able to find out this information. You need to gather this information before you can present it, because it's going to make it much clearer to follow rather than having the information everywhere. So I'm going to show you what I did. So I had a look at the video and then I had a look at the link provided, and then I did a quick Google search because I didn't know anything about Blackbeard either. And these are my notes. So I didn't make notes on all of it. And my note taking is very, very brief. So when you're making notes and taking notes from the information on the video and the text on the internet, you don't want to write every single piece of information down. So you want to have a look. And I had these subheadings next to me. So I had the subheadings next to me and I was looking for information that was going to tell me a bit about these subheadings, because I knew that I needed to write about these subheadings. So I started writing some information down about his early life in particular. And I was just writing things down in really brief note form. Your notes need to make sense to you, not to anyone else. So if it makes sense to you, you might want to use some pictures to help you represent the information that you're reading, or you just might want to write in note form. So these were my notes. And then after I'd written my notes, I decided that I was going to write about why he became a pirate. And this is the paragraph I'm going to model to you. Now you will see that your success criteria, I highlighted the different elements in different colours. So powerful adjectives blue, conjunctions in orange, brackets in green, and cohesive devices in red. And where I've used these features, I've highlighted them in the same colour here for you. So why did he become a pirate? I've got a subheading here. This helps the reader because they know exactly what I'm going to be talking about straight away without having to read the paragraph. So as a suspected sailor, Edward Thatch, also known as Blackbeard, had the perfect skill set to become a pirate. Prior to his days commanding the seas, the ruthless privateer served during Queen Anne's War, 1701 to 1714. Following the conclusion of the battle, brutal Blackbeard found himself redundant, out of a job or work, and as a result turned his land to piracy. The rest, they say, is history. So I've tried to use cohesive devices and vary my noun here. Rather than saying pirate all the time, I've used suspected sailor. I've added extra information in brackets. So Edward Thatch, also known as Blackbeard, is telling me extra information about his name. I've added the dates when the Queen Anne's War was, and I've clarified what the word redundant means in case the reader doesn't know in brackets. I've used some examples of powerful adjectives here, ruthless and brutal, and I've used one conjunction as a result. You could use these features across your whole information text, but I've just tried to show you how you can use them just in one section. So I hope this has been useful, and you can go back and look at the example of the information text if you need some inspiration. You can use this model here to help you. You've got the success criteria on your information in your pack, but if you want to have a look here as well, and you've also got some added things to try and include. Remember, titles, subheadings, they're really important in organising information so that it's easy for the reader. Good luck, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of them.